I'm Bobby Sjolander, or Robert Sjolander. I'm the president of the Swedish Union. In the Swedish Union, we have 1/3 of our pastors that are women. And I am extremely proud of each one of them. But it's not primarily for their sake that I stand here today. They, and not the rest of us in Sweden either, are insisting on ordination. They have rather said that even if they disagree, they will still respect the decision that was made in San Antonio 4 years ago. But we in the Swedish Union have clearly come to a point where we, actually in a union session, have said and decided that we need to find a way to treat our male and female pastors equally. Why? So that we can reach the people in Sweden for Jesus Christ. So we have backed off from ordination for both men and women, so that we can say that we are standing behind our fundamental belief number 14, which states the equality of men and women. We are accused of non-compliance when it comes to voted policies. I believe it's important for us to look at the process that we voted last year. I don't believe that we've followed that process to the point where we can say that it's been done in the right way. There are many points that I could bring up here, but we had as one of the major points that the level of the organization that is closest to the perceived non-compliant entity is responsible for the process of working with the non-compliant entity. And in our case, that is the TED, the division leadership. And we've started a process with them. We've had meetings, we've discussed this, and we have tried to follow this process. But this summer, as you have said, you wrote us and said that, well, you have to have it done by this time. I don't think that's the way that it was outlined. It says clearly that we need to take time in prayer, much prayer and dialogue in order to solve this. We are in the middle of that, and we need more time. There's also an appeal process as outlined in that document, which is point number 4. And I have a clear question to all of you here. What happened to that process? What happened to that possibility to appeal the recommendation? When a recommendation is done, me or the perceived non-compliant entity has the right to appeal that recommendation. I got the recommendation last night. I have not had the time to appeal that. What happened to that point that we voted last year? And there are others, but I see that my 4 minutes are up, and I am hopeful that we can go in a different direction than have to go to this way this document is outlining. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just to make a little response, the action that was taken in 2018 began the process so that every entity and every division would be working with those entities. The letter that was sent on June 4 was simply to remind the divisions, because the divisions are the ones to work with those entities. The letter in June was sent with enough time to fulfill those specific requirements regarding specific days that were mentioned. So this process also has been going on before the annual council of 2018, when the General Conference itself was working with the divisions and with unions, and we met with you in trying to bring about resolution. So different entities met with, in fact, just about every division in trying to bring about resolution. So we may differ on some interpretations, but we have worked in a very careful way with the divisions. And as I mentioned also, warning only means that you have plenty of more time for discussion. All right, please, go ahead.
Victor, oh, yes.
I asked the question about number 4, though, the process for appeal.
Yes, and you can have that appeal, and that's what the action actually
It's
indicates.
an appeal of a recommendation before there is a process of voting.
We did not use the compliance review committee process. So we used a direct process and went directly to the division.
So you've taken away the ability or the availability for me to appeal the recommendation. Is that what you're saying?
Even the proposed action here says that you can appeal through the process that is indicated, and is also...
Well, that's when the decision has already been made, but point 4 here says that I have the right to appeal the recommendation.
Well, the process we've used is going directly to the divisions, and they knew where we were going, essentially.
Yes, but the recommendation came yesterday, and that's what I want to appeal, according to what we decided last fall. But you've taken away that.
Your division should have informed you of what the approach was going to be.
Sir, I am very disappointed. What we voted as policy, and we are not following that. I am saddened to hear about this, very sad.
Okay, thank you.